Hi,
Joy, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I just woke
How
up like
have
uh
you? Well, I'll say good morning to you.
yeah, good morning. I just woke up
How's
a while ago.
how's how's my favorite Japanese student doing?
Thank you. Yeah. Also, you are my favorite
Oh,
teacher on Cambly. Yeah.
thank you very much.
Yeah.
So yes, what have you got on today? What's your plans for today?
Today's plan. Actually, I will go to school today. I will go to
Hmm.
university,
Yeah,
and then I will take one class, and then
yep,
maybe I will hang out with my uni friends
yep.
after classes. Yeah. So that is my plan today.
Excellent. What time's classes start?
I actually it's too late. Mm, 4:30 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that is a late start.
yeah.
Um, any plans for during the day? Any plans for any exercise? Any sort of job interview preparation plans? Any sort of any
Mm,
any plans between now and when classes start?
uh, yeah. Maybe yeah. Yeah. I will. I have to getting ready for next job interview. Yeah. So
Do you have one? Is there something booked?
yes. In this month, I have two job interviews. So
Wow.
I have to uh make answers that I maybe I have to
Yeah.
mm, search that company a
Yeah.
lot or yeah.
How many interviews do you think that you've done so far,
In
roughly?
total
Yeah.
last I've already took mm, more than 20 times.
Wow.
Yeah, but
Wow.
honestly,
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 that's
I'm not good at it, so I have to.
no, 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 no. That's not the way to look at it. It's don't think of it like that.
Yeah,
You you should see the amount of interviews that everyone else has to do. It's just one of those things,
yeah,
basically. So yeah, don't think of it like that.
mm,
You're at the very you haven't even started your career yet. You're still studying.
yes,
So it's later on in life that if you were in your 30s and you've had a job or two jobs before and university in the past, if you then have to take 20 interviews, then it would be a case of, oh, maybe I should be doing better. But you're not in that situation.
yeah,
Um, so you're at the very, very beginning.
yes,
So companies they will interview so many students that are graduating, and
mm,
it takes it's obviously it's a timely process. But as I said to you before, just try and look at the positives and say that this is all sort of good preparation. This is
mm,
all good practice.
mm,
But I still, at the same time, wow, that's amazing. I mean,
yeah,
you must there must it must be quite tiring for you.
yes, actually, yeah,
'Cause I imagine the first one that you had, you were probably full of enthusiasm, and you're like, nice to meet you, and hello, and then you're talking about yourself, and
yeah,
you're doing the interview, and then the 20-second interview, you're like, hello,
yeah,
I'm Joya. Yeah, how
yeah,
are you doing? You don't quite have that same level of enthusiasm when you've had to do something so many times.
yeah, exactly, yeah, because I have started job hunting since last last July,
Mhm.
so it's almost a year since I've started job hunting. So
Yep,
yeah, that's because I'm a bit tired to take job interviews at the moment.
of
So
course. Yep. Um, Looking at the interviews, looking like from the first one
mm,
to the last one that you did,
okay.
how much do you think you've changed, like from the very first interview that you completed, that you did,
Yeah.
to the one that you've done most recently?
Mm,
How different would you say that you are in these situations? Is there a huge difference? Are you still just the exact same with your answers, the exact same, and everything's the same? Or have you noticed a bit of a difference now, and you've sort of learned from some interviews, maybe I don't need to say that, maybe I should just focus on that? Is there a huge difference? Is it a small difference?
I think it's huge differences because the first time I was so nervous, and
Of course.
it was not natural to answer that question. So, but now most of the question I can answer more natural way. So
Yep.
I don't get nervous during
Good.
the interviews. So, and also I realized like I should not tell them like I want to work in abroad or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not a good way to.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It's one of those things that if you tell me that, I'm impressed. If you tell your friends that, they're impressed.
Yeah.
If you tell many people that, they're going to be impressed.
Yeah.
If you tell a future employer that,
Yeah.
and they're thinking straight away, if he gets a job offer somewhere else, he might end up just leaving us, and we might be in trouble. So that's good. This is proof that you're learning.
Yeah.
This is proof that you're adjusting to how you've seen it. Because to be honest with you, wanting to work abroad is very impressive. It's what we should all strive for. I've always said this before. We only get one shot at life.
Yeah.
We're only on this planet once.
Yes.
So we should always try and work or study, visit India for a month. We should always try and visit other places, work, live, do things in other places. We should always try and do this.
Yes.
But obviously, when it comes to a job interview, an employer, then it's completely different. And especially Japan, because if there's one thing that I've noticed, Japan, they like loyalty.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
And I've got students in many different countries, and usually when I speak to someone and they've been working at a job, and I'll ask them, "Well, how long have you been there for?" When it comes to Japan, so many times people are answering, "Oh, I've been at the company for 21 years. Oh, I've been there 18 years. I've been there 24 years. I've been there." They don't change a lot.
Yes.
Because when I first went to Australia, people were asking me, "Oh, how long have you been in your job for?" And I said 15 years, and they said, "Why did you stay at company for 15 years?" And I thought, "Oh, because I enjoyed working there." I kind of thought that surely if you stay at a company a long time, that's a good thing. They've obviously treated you well, you treat them well, you get benefits. So I said, "So how long have you worked for your company?" And in Melbourne, especially, they jump and go to different companies all the time. So this is unusual for me. But since I've been speaking to students from Japan, I'm now starting to learn that actually loyalty, staying at a company for a long time, is more acceptable in Japan, like in the UK. So another similarity between Japan and UK. So therefore, saying to them, "Oh, I'm really hoping to work in another location in the future," they're going to be thinking, "Okay, so therefore that's good. You've learned." So that's a good thing. That's a perfect answer. When I said to you, "Is there much difference between how you were from the beginning, how you were from the end?" That's the perfect answer.
Thank you so much.
Good. No, it's just good. It's
But
just good.
I didn't know UK and Japan has similarity.
Yeah, definitely. People company they're happy with. Normally, when you work for a UK company for many years, there will be benefits that you have, like, for example, you might get more holidays, you might get a larger holiday allocation. So everybody, when they start working for a company in the UK, they might get, I don't know, 20 days holiday per year. If they stay there 5 years, then they might get 25 days holiday per year. If they stay there for 10 years, then they might get a couple more days added. Obviously, there's benefits with pensions, pay rises, but there's a lot of companies offer a lot of benefits to their employees to try and keep them there, because it's a lot easier having employees that want to stay at your company for 10-15 years is a lot better than having a turnover where you've got to get people in, we've got to train them. It might take 3-6 months before we get them to a level that we need them to be at. So yeah, companies like loyalty, companies like to have people work there for as long as possible. So there is definitely a similarity between Japan and UK in that sense.
Yes, I think so too. Yeah. So we have to show them, loyalty. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you noticed any patterns with companies asking the same question? You like technical question. Have you noticed more than one company asking you the same technical question?
So I think it depends on the company, in my opinion. Yeah. So, but most of the IT company always ask me like, why you wanna become a developer or something like that. So I have to tell them my experience when I first touch coding or something like that. So so definitely this question will always ask me. So like
that's good. I mean, that gives you a little bit of if we can have any preparation, if we can have any signals, any sort of if we can get any sort of idea of what we're going to be getting asked, then it gives us a bit of a heads up. It gives us a little bit of an advantage. So there are benefits to having 20 interviews. There are some benefits. We do get a bit more. We can see patterns. I mean, would you say that the majority of all of the interviews, would you say that they've all been pretty much the same? Or has there been a couple that you're like, wow, that was a strange interview. That was strange. Have you ever had that?
Of course. I have had a strange job interview. Actually, the first interview was that company was not so big. It's I think too small company. And at the job interview, a first job interview, there were two recruiters. But actually, one person was CEO of that company. So it was strange, and they asked me like, why you wanna become a developer? But I answered them, I was just curious, and then I started studying code. But the CEO didn't understand my opinion, so he like gave me a lot of questions, more and more, like. And then I didn't understand what he wants to say, and so it was a bit strange, and I don't want to experience that again.
I mean, that's the other thing. And again, we've spoken about this before, but remember, when you're going into an interview, it's not just them interviewing you, you're interviewing them. you could go into an interview and you do so well and you impress them so much, and they are thinking, we're definitely going to hire this person. But you might be thinking, these people are unprofessional. I don't like what they're talking about. I don't like the questions they've asked. I'm not sure if I want to work for this company anymore. So you've always got to remember that you're both sort of judging each other. And if anybody gives you any sort of signal that I don't know if I want this person to be my CEO, then that's something we have to go with our gut. Sometimes we get signals, we get sort of like when you meet someone for the first time, you think, ooh, I'm not so sure about that person. And more often than not, later on, we think, my first opinion was correct. I don't like that person. So whenever we're in the situation of a job interview and we get a vibe that we're just, oh, I'm not sure, then that's a good sign to say, right, thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Yeah. It's important to value them, value company.
Definitely.
Yeah. But
at the moment, does it still stand at 2 job offers? Are we still on 2 job offers at the moment?
2 job offers at the moment, yeah.
One of which you're not really wanting to go into, one of which is something, but you feel that you could get better than that one?
I have IT companies job offer, and after another one is human resources.
Correct. So the human resource one you're not really interested in.
Yeah, actually I'm not interested in. And actually yesterday I called them I have to decline the offer.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but they said like the recruiter will call me back later. But I haven't called back not right now. So
okay.
Yeah, maybe after this lesson, maybe they called me or
that's obviously I forget that. They need to know an answer. It'd be nice if you could say, can I let you know next February? Is that okay? I'll give you a call in February, March next year. I'll let you know if I want the job then. That would be a perfect situation. But they need to move forward with their plans. So obviously they need to know an answer from you. What about the other one? When do they need an answer from you?
Actually I've already accepted that offer.
Okay.
But in Japan we can decline that offer until like next year's March, since before started that job, like we will start April.
Yeah.
We will start work at April, but we can decline until March.
Of course. Well,
it's legal.
That's a wonderful situation to be in.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it should be how things are, because let's say you enjoyed the interview, it went well, they offered you a job and you want the role, you want to be with the company, so you say, yes, I accept, and that's it. But then next February, another company gets in touch with you and says, we would like for you to work for our company, and we're going to offer you double the amount of pay that the other company did. You're going to take that job.
Yes.
And the other company that you'd already said, I will work for you, I accept, thank you, I'll take the job. They just have to accept that. They can't say, oh, but you told us you're going to work for us.
Yeah.
He's getting offered a lot more money. I mean, it's human nature. Anybody in that situation would do the same thing. So it makes sense that they've got that. And that's a good thing for you. You can accept the job offer. So that's good. Yeah. That's a safety net.
Yeah, safety net.
And then now if you do find anything better, which would be nice, then you can go for that. But at the moment, if you don't, you've got that safety net. And to be fair, that was always your plan. Your plan was always do as many job interviews as possible, because I've been very impressed actually with your planning.
Okay.
We spoke about this a few months ago, and you said, I'm not going to book a holiday until I've got something sort of sorted for next year. You said, I'm going to be working a lot less at Uniqlo because I need to focus on the job interviews. And these things that you said you were going to do a few months ago, you've done them. So very, very impressed. You've stuck to your plan, you've stuck to your word, and it's worked so far. You've managed to get yourself a job offer that you've accepted for next year. So that's given you, now I can book a holiday in August because I've got my first target done. And now you're in the luxury sort of position to keep doing some interviews. Because you might find something
until August.
Until August. And then if you do find something better, brilliant. If you don't, it doesn't matter. You stuck to your plan.
Thank you so much.
No, it's okay.
You you gave me a lot of advice to how to cope with the problem at my workplace or something like that. So I always get knowledge, get good. From this lesson from you. So I always appreciate your you gave me good advice all the time.
You're very welcome. If we obviously we're here to practice conversational skills, but that's not enough for me. If I can offer any advice, anything, because I'm older, I'm a bit more experienced with work, with travel, with life. So if I can offer any advice, and even if it's just one bit of advice that makes a difference, that makes me feel better. And you telling me that makes me feel better. So good stuff. Right.
Yeah, I agree.
5 minutes left. First idiom. Back to the drawing board.
Back to the drawing board.
Yeah. If someone says, right, we need to go back to the drawing board, what are they saying?
Back to the drawing board.
So a drawing board is like what an architect would use, an engineer. It's like a big board that they would be planning, like a building. An architect would be designing a building. An engineer could be designing some structure, some plans. So if someone says, right, we need to go back to the drawing board, what are they saying?
Go back to the past. Go back to the.
Not so much go back to the past, but just go back to the
bottom.
Back to the start.
Back to the start. Okay.
Yeah. We basically, when someone says back to the drawing board, we need to it means, right, we need to think of a new plan. We need to start again. This is not working. We need to go back to the drawing board. So this can be used in many different ways. You could use this. I could be, maybe I'm moving furniture around my apartment. I want to sort of redesign my living room, and I want to put the sofa there, move the sofa, but it won't fit. So, right, need to go back to the drawing board. And it just means, right, we need to start again. Need to think of a new plan. You could be in work, and you could be, right, guys, the client is not happy. We need to go back to the drawing board. We need to start again. We need to think of a new plan. I could be out with friends. I could go, there could be 5, 6 of us. We're going out for dinner, and we go to the restaurant. And when we get to the restaurant, we try and, can we get a table for 6? And they say, sorry, we're fully booked. And then me and my friends say, right, guys, back to the drawing board. What are we going to do? Where are we going to eat? So it can be used in lots of different areas.
Okay. So, okay. It's a bit difficult. So.
But for you, because I'm always hoping that you can sometimes put an idiom into a sentence. For you to put that one into a sentence is difficult. It's definitely a challenge. But honestly, this is a popular idiom. This is an idiom. I'll always let you know if an idiom gets used a lot or if it doesn't. And this one does.
Back to the drawing board. Okay.
Yeah. Right. One more.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I understand.
You got it? Okay. Right, last one.
Okay.
Hit the books.
Hit the books.
Mhm.
Hit the books. To know something more.
Yes. Good. Well, not quite. What do you do to learn something more? What do you do?
To pick a good
What do you do to learn more things?
knowledge.
But what do you do? Knowledge is just
read.
Yep, and
Read.
reading is a part of what? When you're getting prepared for an exam, what do you do?
Study.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it. If someone says, right, after I finish dinner, I need to go and hit the books, it just means after I finish dinner, I need to go and study. I've got an exam.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's as simple as that. I've got an exam at the end of June. So these next couple of weeks, I really need to hit the books. It just means these next to study.
Wow, that's interesting. Yeah. I need to understand.
Right. Listen,